Hey everybody, this is John from Shout. I wanted to take just a minute and introduce to you some of the functionality that we've released this week for groups. So groups, I hope you're using to organize your contacts, whether that's your teams or your customers into VIP groups. If you're running giveaways, that you're using groups to organize those. If you have different physical locations that you need to go and visit, that you have got groups of those people so you can let them know when you're coming. Lots of different uses for groups. But the easiest way to remember this is that a group message will start an individual conversation with multiple different contacts. So again, the power of Shout, the beauty of the Shout conversation is that it's always a one-to-one interaction with either your team member or the customer that you're talking to. But the group functionality will let you initiate those conversations uh, as if you were having a one-to-one conversation with any one of those people. So that's pretty great. Hopefully you're also using your bots to fill these groups up with people. So if you're in an event and you've got a sign out that's got your shout number and your bot trigger word out, so people can message in and they can join your giveaway or they can join your VIP list. If your team members need different support from you, or they are reporting in with weekly numbers, or they're checking in to make sure that they're safe or they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, that you have bots set up that are handling some of those interactions for you and grouping those people into the right groups according to those actions. So what we've introduced here in groups are a few quick things, which I'll show you here. And in my team member group, I'll show you this. So I've got 3 people in my team member group. And then for those of you who are familiar with this view, we'll see immediately that we've got a couple of tabs here across the top which are new. But on this first tab is the contacts that are in the group. So these are the different individuals that will receive messages from me when I message to the group as a whole. So Dave, Jack, and Mary will get messages from me. And this first view shows me some of the overview kind of information that I have about them. So name and phone number, what other groups they might be in, what tags I might have given them, if I have their shout to shout name. So this is an important one. And if this were really my team, my primary objective here is, in looking at this view, is to see that shout to shout list and try and fill that up. Get as many people as possible on to shout, because every shout to shout message that I send is free for me. It doesn't cost me any of my message segments. And a shout to shout account is always free for the user that signs up for it. So it's a great way to get people all on the same platform, all receiving the same messages. If you're using some of the advanced functionality like bots or like a message series to deliver training content, this is getting everyone on Shout to Shout is a great way to get them that content for free, always in the same place. And again, that won't cost your message segments, so you can save those for your customers or people who aren't on the platform. You can manage other information about these people over here in this little 3-dot menu, or if you click on any one of these, it'll bring up their customer profile. But what you're really interested in here is the Manage button on the right-hand side. So if you want to add people to a group and they haven't been added by a bot, by messaging a trigger word in and following that automated functionality, you can come over here and click Manage and then go down to Manage Contacts and use the checkboxes on the right-hand side to add or remove people from the group. And when you hit Save, those contacts will be changed in the group based on what you've selected. So my selection there removed Dave or it removed Jack and Mary. I'm going to throw them back in here. Save. There they are. This next tab here is the scheduled group messages. So this tab will show me upcoming messages that I have going out to this group. Previously, the way to see this was in the scheduled tab, but we have moved it here into the group tab to make organizing and managing these groups easier for you. So here you can see that I've got 2 messages that are scheduled to go out. I can see how they're going to be sent, and I can see when they are going to go out. One tonight at 6 p.m. and another one tomorrow at 1 p.m. If I click on these messages, I can edit the content of the message, and I'll get the same edit modal that I've seen before. I can reschedule the time, and then when I click schedule, I will go ahead and save any changes that I made to that functionality. Scheduled group messages, in my opinion, are one of the best ways that you can plan ahead and one of the best ways that you can work on your business one thing at a time. And if you've heard us talk really any at all about business processes, what you have heard us say is that you want to organize your business in a way that you can focus on the thing that's right in front of you, one thing at a time. So you're not distracted by all of the many things that have to be handled as a business owner. But while you're thinking about this particular group, go ahead and schedule out a whole week's worth of messages to these people. Go ahead and schedule out as many as are appropriate so you can do this once and then move on to the next most important thing. So seeing all of your scheduled messages coming up here is great. Edit them, modify them, save them, schedule them, manage that in one place. Finally, this third tab is the group message history. So when I click over here, I'll see a similar view to what I saw in scheduled group messages, except these messages are ones that have gone out already. And when I click on an individual message, I get some more details about that message that are pretty interesting to me as a owner and as a manager of the account. So I can see what was sent. I can see how many message segments that cost, how many contacts were in the group, and how many segments total were charged to my account because of that. And remember that if these were all shout-to-shout people, if they all had shout accounts and I was sending shout-to-shout messages, this number would be 0. Then the outlet would be customer service for any people who I had to send a text to, or shout-to-shout if they were all in shout-to-shout. That would be great. And I can also see who was in the group at the time that the message was sent. And this is going to be interesting to you if you are sending recurring sets of messages or recurring types of messages, and you want to know who was in a group when a certain message was sent out. Many of you have groups where the contacts are moving in and out on a pretty regular basis, whether that's an onboarding group for your team, or it may be a crew that you're running out in the field, and you need to know who was in there when that message was sent, so you can see who you should have expected a response from, or who may have already seen your content. Again, lots of different uses for this, but that message history turns out to be a pretty useful piece of functionality that a lot of our users have requested, and we are very excited that we get to roll it out to you. This, like so many other things, we are very excited to hear your feedback. We thrive on understanding what's working well for you and your businesses, what additional needs you have, even if they're wish list items. Pie in the sky kind of stuff is what we live for, because here at Shout, we're trying our very best to build tools that will be effective for you to grow your business. So if you have feedback for us, if you have any ideas, we'd love to hear them. Bring them on, join the Facebook group, and let us know what you think. We look forward to hearing from all of you.